This is Audio Galleries, conversations, connecting collectors and art enthusiasts. Audio Galleries. Welcome everybody to episode 25 of Audio Galleries, a Rug Radio production, the final episode of Series 1. I am Benjamin White, at Hello Ben White, your host, bringing you more art, more inspiration to create, that is. Not inspiration by me, but, you know, by the creators that come up. I've just realised how that sounds. It sounds very, very like Anyway, joined by my colleague Sigrid. Hey, Sigrid, on the Audio Galleries account. How you doing?
Hey, hello. I'm just a bit
Yeah,
hyped.
me too.
And also a bit nervous and stuff. The last episode
I
of
know,
season
very
1,
cool,
Ben.
right? So we, both Sigrid and I
Yeah.
today recorded it took an hour. I don't know what you got it down to, Sigrid, but we went through every... Oh,
45
great, well
minutes.
done. We went through every single artwork in the entire collection and spoke about it. And my goodness, what a collection it is when you put it all together. So proud. And to have so many of the artists in the room today as well, like absolutely amazing. So Sigrid, perhaps in a little bit you could pin that that video to the top and then people can bookmark it or whatever. Before we get going, I have just pinned this space to the top of the Jumbotron. And if folks could give it a little retweet and maybe introduce yourselves in the chat, that would be wonderful. I'd be very, very grateful to you all. Okay, where was I? The previous 24 episodes of Audio Galleries are now podcast episodes, except they're not, because I still need to do Perrin's episode from last week. It's been a busy week. Give me a break. But they will be up soon. So 24 and 25 will be added, and we will have a full series available to listen to on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you know, all the other ones. And yeah, this is a very different episode for a few reasons. Firstly, we usually launch the mint halfway through. Well, we don't need to do that because we did a pre-mint for the folks, the Audio Galleries Mint Pass holders, and DirtyRobot has a beautiful collection called The Art of Seasons. And anyone who held an autumn piece was also added to a little allow list that we pulled together. And 444 tokens sold out in 12 minutes, about 2.5 hours ago. So that's that bit done. Now we can just get on and have a wonderful conversation and all hang out and vibe and celebrate DirtyRobot as a wonderful artist, but also Audio Gallery Series 1, something we've all been able to share over the last 10 months. Can you believe it? That has flown by. Secondly, I'd like it to be a community space, which is why I invited lots of the artists who have already minted with us and some of our friends and partners to come back and chat and give us a little update on how they are doing. I will rotate that, guys, but anyone, please feel free to hop up and chat. I want to really talk to you all. It's been such an amazing 10 months to pull this all together. And so, yes, please feel free, raise a hand, be kind, respectful. I don't need to tell you all that. You know, I know, you know. And thirdly, our amazing artist has been off grid somewhat today, and literally messaged me finally about 2 minutes before we got going and is like, I'm finally in a place where I can talk. But I'm not going to take too much of DirtyRobot's time. I'm going to be pretty respectful of that because he is all over the place at the moment in terms of activations and what they're doing over there at Renga. And so, yeah, I'm going to ask him a few questions and then we'll move around the room. Okay. For those who joined us last week from Amsterdam, Perrin, what a beautiful, beautiful artist, soul, person. She honestly was just amazing. Talking to her made me look at her artwork in a whole new light. I really enjoyed that episode. And thank you to everyone who minted 345. I love that. 345 pieces. Share of revenue for artists minting with Audio Galleries is now well over $300,000, everybody. So that is something I am incredibly incredibly proud of. I've wanted to use that sound effect since I got this bloody board, and I've never done it, so that was good. But yes, you know, through a bear market, we have been able to support creators, and we have been able to create beautiful content around their amazing artworks, and everyone got paid for turning up, and $300,000 of that went to the artists who we've been supporting. And I am incredibly, incredibly proud. And I'm very, very grateful to all of you who have had a hand in it. So thank you very much. Very, very quickly for context, if any of you are new here, I see a lot of familiar faces, but just in case. Audio Galleries, Web3 focused, art focused project, working to connect artists and collectors and art enthusiasts. The show features an artist creating stunning artwork with a story to tell, making it available via the blockchain. I interview them each episode, and we mint a piece of artwork alongside the interview, which is lots of fun. We do that with our friends and minting partners at OpenSea. Hello there to the OpenSea account. Thank you so much for joining today. And essentially what happens is there's an Audio Galleries mint pass, and folks who have that mint pass and mint or hold the piece of artwork in the same wallet, we do a snapshot the following week of wallets, and then we airdrop them a second artwork by the same artist. So for those who have today captured one of the Joker Smokers by DirtyRobot, which is an amazing piece of artwork, when he sent it to me, I was like, what? If you hold that in your wallet with an Audio Galleries mint pass and or the Art of Seasons Autumn again, and it can be either of those, we'll take a snapshot on Tuesday of next week, and then we will airdrop a black and white version of the same artwork, which is stunning. And but that will only be one per wallet, so it's important that you know that it'll be one piece per wallet. It's not gonna be multiple pieces for multiple held. Okay, there we go. Our artist for today. I am beyond excited to welcome, I don't have to say hopefully, which I wrote in here, to welcome Daniel Isles, aka DirtyRobot. He is an artist meticulously constructing a captivating universe through his artwork, infused with personal life experiences. His pieces aim to provoke deep contemplation and forge meaningful connections. Many of you know him as the founder and artist behind the Web3 entertainment and art project brand Renga. Employing a blend of storytelling, futurism, nostalgia, and expression, he masterfully employs limited color palettes to bring each creation to life, whether through digital techniques harmoniously enhanced by Photoshop or his preferred traditional mediums of pencil, ink, and paint. Daniel, DirtyRobot, you must be very tired, but welcome to Audio Gallery, sir.
Nah, thanks for having me, man. I'm lagging.
How you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm still standing.
Well, I'll try to be respectful of your time, and I really appreciate you coming up with us today, Daniel. I've got a few questions I want to ask you. I think the first one, and it's one that I imagine lots of people would love to know, like a bit of an origin story. Like, how did you become an artist, Daniel? Like, what's your story?
No. First of all, let me just thank everyone that picked up a Joker Smoker piece. Much love for that, man. Appreciate you all. So, much appreciated. And yeah, the journey started like many years ago. I was about 8 when I did my first comic. It was like a RoboCop spin-off, and then, from there just carried on drawing whenever I could, anytime I could, whether it was in school or outside of school. You could say drawing kind of saved my life, because you know how it is in UK, in the city Birmingham. It's not the best of places. So yeah, having something like art to just kind of keep me focused and keep me on the right track was really cool. So yeah, really grateful.
Amazing, man.
That.
And yeah, I can't relate personally. I'm from a sleepy town in the UK, but I totally hear many stories. It's sport or it's art or it's something like that really does help so many young people in the UK like avoid trouble and difficult situations. So it's amazing, and well, obviously we're all used to a style of work from you, and I remember when I met with you originally, Daniel, like you said to me that when you were in America, they said that your artwork was like had real like Japanese connotations to it, and when you got to Japan, they said that it was really American, and so
Yeah.
I'm really curious to understand like what inspires you, and how would you describe your work?
Inspiration comes from many things, like especially with the things that I grew up on, whether it be video games, anime, even going to the arcades, and then just kind of fusing it with things that you see in everyday life and family and friends. Those things just keep me on the straight and narrow with stuff like that. So even a conversation might spark something. One word could spark something, and it's like, right, I want to focus on that and turn it into some kind of artwork.
Love it. Love it. And how would you describe it? How would you describe your work?
I like to think of it as timeless.
It's a great answer. I love it. I love it. What does your creative process look like, Daniel?
Well, it depends on the piece. If it's comics, if I'm working on comics, say the process is a bit more strenuous. I'll start sometimes by writing, or I'll do sketches on A6 or A5 cards so that I can shuffle them about the panels and stuff. But I'd say generally it starts from sketch, and then it goes to like the rough draft of the pencils, and then I'll pencil it again for like the cleaner lines, and then it will be ink, and then color.
Love it. And for anyone who wants to see that process, you created a really awesome time lapse of the Joker Smoker being created, and people can see that on the OpenSea page, the collection page, which I think might still be on the homepage despite the mints selling out. Let me just take a really quick look. And no, yes, it is. Yeah, it's still there. So people can go and check that out. And there's a very, very cool video that you created. Thank you for that. Okay, one last question, and then I'm going to let you go, and you can interject and come in as you want. But I'd love you to tell us a bit about Joker Smoker, about the piece. Like, tell us, where the inspiration came from, and tell us about this guy, because he's a fantastic artwork.
Thanks, man. So a Joker smoker is basically what it says on the tin, really. Lots of jokers about, and they're smoking and they're just high on something. So yeah, it was just a simple concept. Actually, one of my friends used to call people joker smokers back in school, and it just came to mind one time, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna roll with that. So
I love it.
if you've done something silly, or if you've done something silly or stupid, you're just like, oh, that guy's a joker smoker. So yeah, it's just one.
I love it,
Yeah.
and I also I love how it's a playing card, and it's something different for you, right? Is that have you played with playing cards before? Is that something that you've used in the universe you're creating?
No, it's actually the first time. The good thing is, though, I mean, we've had conversations about it. Like, it's so easy to expand on now. It's like, you have you got the jacks, you got the queens. We can go any which way now with
Yeah.
the Joker, the foundation. But
as
yeah.
soon as you sent it to me, you and I had a wonderful conversation about that, and like the DirtyRobot Royal Flush is something that I think that we all want to see for sure. So listen, I know the kind of the last 24 hours, what they've been for you. So I am so grateful for you coming up and joining us, DirtyRobot. I'm also, just from a personal point of view, absolutely honored that you allowed us to work with you and your artwork. Like you are one of the most, for me, like your work particularly really, really does resonate with me, and I am a really, really big fan. So I just want to thank you for allowing us to work with you, and for sharing an amazing artwork. And thank you for coming up today. I know public speaking is not your favorite thing to do, but I'm really, really grateful for you coming up and chatting with us.
No, I appreciate it, man. It was a pleasure working with you guys.
Nice one. Okay, well, look, feel free to put yourself on mute if you want to come back up. Daniel, just feel free to drop in. And you're very welcome. If you need to drop, just do it. Don't worry about it. And thank you. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I really appreciate it, though.
Cool, man. Thanks,
Cool.
bro.
Right. Well, that was Dirty Robot. See you all next series. Bye. Imagine that. Imagine that if that's what I did.
No, Ben, don't do this. Aw.
Okay, look, now is the opportunity for us to talk. Let's talk about Audio Gallery Series 1. It has been a blast from Cychrome. Hey, Cychrome, I see you there.
Hello, mate.
Hello, ear. How are you, man? How are you, Cychrome? For episode 1, Cychrome was way back in February. I want to say February the 3rd or something like that.
Yeah, I can't really remember, mate, but yeah, it was. Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was a real pleasure to be part of the first show and the last one now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
congrats on the whole series. You've done an amazing job, and yeah, it's been really great. Oh, and
wow.
let me just tell people who are listening that Ben has supported me like way beyond the original drop. So yeah, he's been like really like helpful to me. So yeah, if you're like an artist looking to get help and support in Web3, then Ben's the man.
Dude, that's very kind of you. I'm really very grateful for you saying that. What are you working on at the moment, Cychrome? What's happening?
Well, I'm doing SneakerCon stuff. So SneakerCon's like a big part of my life. You know, they have events every month. So yeah, I'm working on some stuff for they got one in Nagoya in Japan. So yeah, doing some stuff for that.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Thank you for coming up. Who else have we got up on stage at the moment? Karen. Hey, Karen, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Are you all right? You well?
I'm pretty well, pretty well. Things look like they're getting better again, so that makes me happy. I know it doesn't sound like it because of my monotone voice, but inside, I assure you, I'm happy.
I love it. Karen, we did, what did we drop with you guys? With you, we dropped Goofballs, which was such a riot. And I kind of feel like, so it's been a really, so I took some time to reflect on this series. And the 2 episodes that frustrate me the most are yours and Sarah Scripts. And the reason it frustrates me is because you both poured so much work into your generative collections with us. It wasn't just a straight edition, it was a generative collection of work. And then as we were prepping and getting ready to do all of this, the Pepe meme coin, shitcoin season took off and gas went up to like 100 Gwei or whatever it's called. And minting practically dropped to like its lowest point in the whole bear. And it's something that will continue to frustrate me for a long time because, and Sigrid and I were looking at your work today at Goofballs, and we were looking at that bloody promotional video you made, which was like insanely good. And we were just saying, like, you put so much work into it, it was worthy of so much more. So I am really excited by the work that you're doing at the moment. And maybe you want to just talk to us about the mint that you've got coming up, but also like I'm absolutely committing in public that we are definitely going to pick up where we left off there and do something amazing with your work, because you are like, your work is absolutely outstanding. It's fantastic. And the way that you and Sarah, and I'm hoping Sarah will come up shortly, like conducted yourself through the whole thing was just amazing. And I know it was a really disappointing time for the whole Web3 NFT space. And so, you know, I'm grateful that you guys are still here and still kicking it and still happy to come up and talk to me.
Oh man, I mean, I share the same sentiment as Cychrome, where you uh, I don't see it that way at all. Like there's been a lot of unfortunate circumstances in the space the past year and a half, but um you've just displayed what sticking together and teamwork and the importance of working with other people and I think that's what's gotten me through, the past year and a half. And I just see it as like, you helped me out and I was able to sell way more pieces that I could have, if we hadn't discovered each other, So I was actually really grateful for that. It's like, could more pieces have sold? Yeah, but definitely like it helped me out at a time where I really needed, to get my work out there and sell some pieces. So I see it as a positive. I mean, I would definitely obviously love to continue to do stuff with you, especially if things are starting to get a little bit better now. But
Yeah, for
uh,
sure.
um
Oh,
but yeah,
thank
I
you.
think, even putting all that work into it, I think it's important. I knew too at the time, I knew with gas being up and everything that it wouldn't go as maybe exactly as I hoped to. But for me, like, I always have that hope that, like, someone's always watching, someone could discover it a year from now. I kind of like to have that hope that people are out there still looking at work. I think we kind of had like too long of a period of time in 2021 where it's like you put something out, you put thousands of pieces out there and it has to sell in seconds. And I think we need to unlearn that. Those days are gone. So I just love the opportunity to be able to put that work out there, um, for
Well,
people to
the
hopefully discover down the line.
the pleasure was ours. I can assure you that. Tristan, my friend Tristan. Tristan is the person who absolutely helped us out like no one else and brought us over to the team at OpenSea. How are you, my love?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am really, really well. It's so lovely to see you. It's been a little while. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really, really appreciate it. You had your hand up. Did you want to say something?
I did. I just wanted to respond to what Karen was just saying because it really resonated with me. I think when I reflect on this past year on sort of ups and downs and sort of variance within the market that we've had to navigate with each one of these drops and collections and sort of all of them impacting performance in a different way. But I think, for creators to stay inspired is to just continue to remember that you are in putting work out there are writing your own story, your own historical canon. And I think when people continue to buy into your story and invest time in learning about you and being introduced to your work, the only thing that happens in the future is the work that you've put out in the past becomes more valuable because of the story, because of those things that you had to overcome in order to persevere and put your work out there, regardless of what the gas prices were and regardless of what the sort of world looked like at that time. So I think something that I really wanted to say was, just in jumping in here, I loved working on this series. It was so much fun. And to see this sort of full circle moment when we're starting to see a little bit more momentum kick back into the space, that it really is due to the artists that continue to put their work out there despite adversity and despite all these stupid gas prices and meme coins and whatever the hell else was going on. All that is noise. You guys remained absolutely true to what the mission was, and that was to continue to be creatives, to continue to put your work out there. And I just am so inspired by every single artist that was on this show, and am so appreciative to have been a really small part of bringing this to life and working alongside Ben, who is clearly the biggest fan of artists and creators in Web3 that I've come across. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for
I
having
love
me
it.
up.
I know, Tristan, and you know, I'll never probably ever be able to repay the debt that I owe you for bringing us on
Oh,
board.
please. Oh, please.
But no, genuinely, like we had a blast, and thank you very much. Sarah, how you doing, Sarah?
GM, I'm doing well. I'm checking out this Dirty Robot Joker illustration, and I just realized
Yeah.
he's got a doobie in his hand. And if you zoom in, what is this where you like wind up, it's like a wind up toy behind him. Anyway, it's a really cool illustration, and I'm kind of like, okay, is he gonna do a whole deck of cards? Like, this is so cool. He has such like a
Oh.
strong voice and like perspective like his art does, and it's just so cool. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just, I was stoked when you invited us to be a part of this for his drop, because it's just like an honor to be like to be able to speak to his work, because it's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like a guitar or a lute, you know, like a would it be called a lute? Back in the day, like a joker in medievally Tudor times or whatever, played like a little lute, like a little guitar, and you know, and told
Oh, I
jokes and
see.
was the clown. I'm guessing that's what it is. Dirty Robot, if you're there, feel free to confirm. I don't think he is. That's cool though.
It's so good.
Um,
I love it. I would love a whole deck of cards that look like this.
So would I, Sarah. Excellent point. Well made. How are you, by the way? Are you good? What's going on?
I'm doing well, very busy. I'm on my lunch break right now. But I just finished a new illustration in my Nifty City series that is Nifty City Hotel. So it's got some, I guess, Easter eggs from about the last week or so. Well, kind of the last few months, because I've got an O'Pepin in there and a reference to Sam Spratt's Council of Lucy. So yeah, so that's been fun, and I just minted that. So yeah, and then I'm doing calligraphy commissions at night after work. So I've got that going
Lovely.
on as well.
Well, I love how you continue to, you know, apply your craft and also just like bring in all of the what would we call it? I know that Golden would call it the memetics, but you are really are a you're an observer of the culture and of the space, and the way you weave it into your work, it always makes me laugh. It always makes me yeah, it always makes me smile. So so thank you again for sharing with us and for continuing. It's awesome. Hey Logic, how are you, my man?
Hey, Mr. Benjamin and Audio Galleries fam and OpenSea. What's the word? And congrats on the drop, Mr. Dirty Robot. The art looks dope. Looks dope.
It's all right, right? So how are you doing? How is it? I've seen you doing the rounds in terms of good and evil. You've been in loads of spaces. I've been listening in. How's it been?
It's been great. People has definitely loved the new our new favorite duo, Good and Evil. So that's been awesome. I've been circulating those because I know we all got allocated X amount of NFTs from our drops. So I've been using that within my communities, created some one-of-ones for people that chose distinct factions, like one-of-one goods and evils, and got some new clothes on the way. So I'm excited about that. I'm about to start shipping some stuff. It's been really great. The sentiment's been great, and yeah, I appreciate the support from the whole coalition of audio galleries, OpenSea, and timepieces. It's been a great experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, thank you, and we also loved. I when we were Sigrid and I were talking earlier about your piece, we were also just like blown away really with like the effort that not only went into the artwork but that went into the whole activation, and like the website that you put behind it, the video, the merch, like the fashion items, which I can't wait to receive. How are they coming on? Are you close to shipping?
Yes, we are close to shipping. We'll probably be shipping out in like the next week. My assistant and he's gonna
Amazing.
come over and we're gonna just knock out everything all in one fell swoop.
Love
Yeah.
it. Well, congrats again, and thank you so much for coming up. Really, really appreciate it. Someone I would love to speak to, someone whose work really, really kind of struck me during the series, and then whose work actually became a little part of OpenSea. And if you go and you want to try and create something in their studio, her Autumn Audio Galleries piece is there for all to see. Is Chris K. Chris, how you doing?
Hello, hello. I'm doing very well. So excited to be here. Very happy to listen to everybody. Hi, hi.
Hi, hi. You are opening a physical art gallery, am I right?
Yes, I do here in Mexico, and I'm so excited. It's one of the oldest galleries. It's actually the first gallery of the city here in Puerto Vallarta. And I'm just like so proud and so happy that we got this place. And right now we're renovating. we've been renovating for 3 months now, and we actually even brought like the palm tree, which took us 7 hours to plant, and 11 people. It was super heavy, and right now, after we open, I hope it's going to be the most authentic, because it's in Mexican style. It's a super nice, super cozy. And yes, I hope it's going to be one of the most amazing galleries here in Puerto Vallarta. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Well, you are a taste maker. It's a word I've been using a lot in the last few days, Chris. And I have no doubt that if you are the person behind that art gallery, that it will become very, very well visited. So we can't wait to see that rollout. Can't wait to see more of the pictures, photographs, videos,
Yes.
all the rest of it. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
And how's your work going? You continue to mint your bull market girlfriends?
Right now, I physically cannot do it, so we took a pause, but I just can't wait to jump back. And right now, I am working also like on physical pieces. Like I'm working with oil and acrylic, but at the same time, like when I have time, I do also the digital. And yes, everything is continuing.
Love it. Well, thank you for coming up and joining us. I'm going to rotate the stage a little bit, guys. So if you have spoken, if you don't have anything else you want to add, please drop down and I'll see if I can bring a few others up. It's a really nice opportunity to catch up with folks. Who am I looking at now? Stephen Bliss. How you doing, Stephen?
A little bit hungover, but I'll survive. I went out last night. It was like a champagne party. I was someone's guest, and I was thinking, wow, I found the secret of how to drink a lot but not have a hangover, because champagne doesn't give you a hangover. That's why rich people drink champagne. But it was wrong. And
okay, didn't
I
work.
was saying to people, you know what, it's great, isn't it? Because you don't get a hangover from champagne. And they were like, well, I think you do. And I'm like, no, that's why rich people drink it. Yeah.
It's bullshit.
It's rubbish. So I kind of feel that's like a public service announcement for anyone out there.
Thanks for sharing it with us. I've just shared a tweet that you've what am I saying? Fucking hell, Ben. A post that you've just posted on X.
All right.
And it's so you've taken your Fear City Thumper character and you've rendered it. And you've been sketching there, and I thought I'd add that, seeing as we are up now with DirtyRobot. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? What you're working on there?
Yeah, I mean, I did it a while back when the Renga Genesis collection came out, and it's just, I love the simplicity of the art, and I thought it'd be really cool if one of my characters was drawn in that style, and I'd love to collaborate with DirtyRobot, you know. So I put it up there. I like it, you know. It was quite difficult to study that style and kind of copy it, but I think it works.
Love it. Love it. It's a beautiful piece.
Thanks.
And I just saw the mural that you painted last week.
Yeah.
Jesus, that is a big old piece of work. Like, how big was that?
30 foot by about 26 foot. I was like, when I walked into the garage, I mean, I knew it was that size, but I didn't kind of realize what that size meant. And I was just like, fuck, have I really got to do that? And like most of my best jobs, I'm like, how am I going to do this? I can't do this. But, you know, I did it. And it was a big challenge. And we were doing like 12 hours minimum a day. And I finished it in about 12 days, which I'm kind of like amazed by, because it was such a huge challenge. But I don't think I've had such a strong reaction to a piece of work. Even like Grand Theft Auto artwork hasn't had such a strong reaction from my community as that piece, you know. Because I think when people look at murals, I do it the same. Like, it's kind of magic, you know. Like, I look at my friends' murals and I'm like, how did you do that? You know, it's kind of one of the last remaining things that conjure up magic for me and a lot of people, I think. Especially with AI, you know, you can see incredible pieces of work, but it's kind of like the credibility of that work is slightly marred by the fact that it was generated by a computer. And, you know, murals are ancient, aren't they? They go back to cavemen.
Sure.
And it's something that still really fascinates us. So I'm hoping, you know, AI is one thing that's not, murals are one thing that are not going to be destroyed by AI.
By AI,
You know?
it would be a big, a big old screen, wouldn't it? Well, it's amazing. I've just pinned that as well to the top, and it's really awesome. Anyone else who's in a speaker or becomes a speaker, like, feel free to pin some things. Like, we can, you know, the series is done. I'm not going to be precious about what's up there in the jumbotron up at the top. Please pin your work and let us all know what you guys are up to, because that would be great. Hey, Alyssa. This is funny. I'm putting Alyssa on the spot now.
Yeah, what's up?
Hi.
Hi.
Not many people know this, but Alyssa is the wonderful support that we have, who rips all the audio and then turns it into podcast episodes and helps us with some of our social assets and things like that. So I just thought I'd invite her up and put her on the spot and say, hey, how you doing, Alyssa? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for the spot.
No worries.
Very nervous. But no, thanks. It's really cool being up here with all the artists, because I've been listening to all the series, you know, or the episodes, and editing the audio, and I love everyone, like all of their art, and they're just so creative and like inspirational. Yeah.
Well, we're very grateful for the work that you silently and diligently do in the background. So thank you so much, Alyssa. It's lovely to see you. Stephen, your hand's back up.
Oh, sorry. I thought that meant hello. I didn't realize.
Anyway, no, there's another one. There's the hand with the little wavy things. That's how you say hello.
Yeah, well, while I'm here, I might as well, like, why is this the last one? And when are you coming back?
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I figured someone would ask at some point. Why is it the last one? Okay, so a year ago, I got very frustrated, one, with my personal show on the Rug Radio Network, because I was just interviewing founders, and like, yawn, everyone is fucking doing that. And also just like the amount of time that I was spending in spaces for no. So I come from like a commercial background, e-commerce, marketing, sales. So like, time is money, and you know, like, I'm approaching my 4th decade, and so I can't knock that out of me. And so when I see people in the space spending hours and hours on spaces for no, like, not generating revenue, I know they will say, well, I'm building a personal brand and that will lead to revenue. But I'm just like, fuck, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that this is working out. And so I decided I was going to try and figure out how to create a show and a series that generated revenue, so that everyone who contributed to what we were doing could get paid. So turn up and get paid. That is what I wanted to do. I went away for a couple of months, and when I came back with audio galleries. And the idea behind audio galleries was, we would create amazing content. We would interview some of the coolest different people in the world, from all different backgrounds, from all different parts of the world. And we would hear about their stories, not just like what they were building, but actually like who they were and why they were and what inspired them and what they loved. And we would try, and in return for creating that content, like, the value exchange I wanted with the artist was, could you give us a piece of your artwork and we'll sell it, and then everybody gets paid, and of course the artist gets paid most, because they are contributing what we're talking about and it's their story. And so 25 episodes later, $300,000 share of revenue to artists. People like Alyssa and the guys at Metaseed, and of course like OpenSea and the people at Timepieces, and you know, other people have all been paid for doing what they do and helping. I've been able to pay myself. Sigrid has been able to pay herself. We have some money in a vault which allows us to go to things like Met Amps in Amsterdam and pay for subscriptions and stuff like that. And we want to continue supporting artists going forward. So why stop now? Because I don't want it to get boring. I want to come back with a bit of evolution. Series 2 is scheduled to happen in 2024. In the meantime, we're going to have a play around. We've got a few artists who are lined up, and we're going to do some special editions and some bonus editions. and we're going to play around with different blockchains, and we're going to play around with different platforms. We're just going to have a play for a few months. And we're working on some really, really, really exciting partnerships right now. And those partnerships will come into effect when we launch Series 2, and it will be a little bit more special, a little bit more different. And we invite everybody who has participated so far to come and join into like that. That's the idea. So that's why we're stopping, because we want to have a little break and we want to come back stronger. And yeah, I've rambled there for a while, but we're
No,
really, really grateful to everyone who helped.
understandable. No, being having my drop with you was very inspiring, and realized that it didn't have to be so huge. You know, like doing the Genesis drop was like a year's worth of work, and doing it with you was like a month's work. And now I'm just posting to my super rare gallery at cheap prices and kind of just putting out artwork. You know, you kind of made me realize I didn't have to take it so seriously, you know, which I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, it's
You know
funny,
what I mean?
right? And I hope she won't mind me saying this, because she's not here. She couldn't make it. She had another call. But I want to talk quickly about Amber Vittoria, because she taught me something in this space. She taught me a lot, actually. And one of the things she taught me that really, really inspired me was just like, and it's not for everyone. So I'm not digging out anyone that doesn't go with it. But she was like, okay, here's the thing. I've never known an artist be so like absolutely relentless and give absolutely zero regard to supply. You know, it's out there constantly, and
Mm.
yet still curate a great community of people around her that want to support her and buy pretty much everything she does. And what I love about that, and she would say it, I know she would, is that she is an artist and she wants to create, and she wants to create every day, every minute of every day, all the time. That's what's in her makeup. And
Mm-hmm.
so she does. She doesn't let this idea of scarcity or anything like that like get in the way of that. She goes for it, and she puts her foot to the metal, and she kicks ass. And I learned loads in dealing with Amber. She is an absolute inspiration. And I think what you've taken from that, Stephen, is, in my opinion, you know, and it's not right for everyone. I don't want to tell all artists how to do what they do. Like, people can manage their own shit. Of course they can. But for me, if you're a creator, like, create and put it out there and let people see it and let people talk about it and hopefully let people buy it. And then that allows you to keep creating. That's my view anyway.
Yeah, it's great to have that buzz every day when something sells on super rare. I mean, that's
Yeah,
why one of the reasons we're artists in the first place is to get that buzz, which I think
totally.
relates back to when our mums would say, "Oh, nice piece of work, darling." You know, I think we're, as artists, always trying to recreate that for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Buzz we
Well,
had as kids, you know.
dude, I love it, and I'm pleased that's something that's going to stick with you. Looking forward to chatting with you tomorrow as well, Stephen. So
All
yeah,
right, cool.
nice one.
Yeah.
Melina,
Hey, hey.
hey, how you
I'm
doing?
good. How are you, Ben? When you were retelling your story, all I could remember, for those who don't know, because they were not there when we were in these trenches a year ago, when we were discussing this space, audio galleries, what that was going to look like for Ben. Ben had all these ideas. And all I remember is, first of all, your passion, but also, and I think this is what it is for a lot of us who've been here for over a year, but the baggages we've been carrying, right? So we're all new to Web3, we're all new to Twitter Spaces, right? It's a new space, but we all come with baggage, right? And so Ben has all these years of experience, and I just remember us talking about this idea you had to really, really help and amplify artists and their voices. And I just feel so lucky, because although we don't talk to each other every day, I just know that you have my back, like I have your back, and I've just been supporting you any which way I can, whether it's a phone call when Ben was like out in some British farm and I was like in the deep neck woods of Canada. And we just, chatted out things and talked about like what we really wanted to do with this space. And when I say this space, is just because it is so young, and we really have the world right at our feet because it's so young, and we get to build things and decide that we're going to take a break, and it's okay to take a break. And I'm actually I've come up to say, Ben, it's totally okay for you to take a break. I want to be that person to tell you it's okay. Take the break. Come back.
Thank you.
Make it better. Make it the way you want. I was actually going to say, I was listening in and hearing everyone come up and talk, and I actually think this show, it just reminds me, and I've worked in radio for so long, but it just reminds me of a radio show, right? People are coming up, they're talking to you, and it just feels like these are your people. This is your community. They're coming to talk to you like, oh my God, I'm scared. I'm talking to Ben. Oh my God. Like, I just feel like this is a radio show. And so I just want to say congrats, because I think you've taken it to another level already. Amongst the Twitter algorithms and whatever Twitter wants to do with our spaces, but you've already taken it to another level. So I'm just excited to see what you're going to do. I'm so proud of you, because you've stuck to your guns. Guys, it's so hard. And you all know, like, a lot of you are artists. It's so hard to trust your gut. It's so hard to believe in yourself when the entire world is like, this is not happening. And so just kudos to you, Ben, for doing this, and for still doing it, and for still waking up every day, and with amongst all the
Thanks.
doubts. So I'm just here in support, and I appreciate you so much. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, Melina, I love that. Thank you. And the feeling is very, very mutual. And yeah, there were a few people when I spoke to when I had this idea. One of them was you, Melina. I can see Daito in the crowd, and Daito and I had like a half-hour chat. Daito is one of the DAO council for Rug Radio, and so we had a really, really good conversation. I remember telling him like the entire vision, and he was just like, fuck, dude, go for it, just go for it. I also spoke at length with Clemente, who I saw was up here earlier but has had to bounce, and he and I still speak all of the time. It's awesome to have the support, and it's a lot of the reason, that whole thing is a lot of the reason behind why Golden and I have just launched a show on the Rug Radio network called The Creators. And the idea behind that show is to try and just create an environment where people can come up and talk about what their idea is, or ask a question about a tool, or a particular like idea, or a route to monetization. And we can invite other people to come up and talk about that. And it could be artists, or it could be editors, or it could be musicians, or it could be photographers, whatever it might be. And photographers and artists are the same thing, but you know what I meant. And so yeah, I'm really actually dedicated to helping bridge like these conversations, to help facilitate these conversations between people in the space. I think it's so important. So Melina, thank you. Appreciate you coming up. Golden, you're giving me the little cry eyes. Does this mean you can't unmute and you can't speak? Are you like in transit or something like that? Is there a reason why I can't hear your dulcet tones?
Can you hear me on this account, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't know why X just does not like the Golden Crypto account, but here we are. glad I could show up and be a part of this season finale for Audio Galleries. I, like Melina, have been there since day -1 and seen this grow from a little seed, a little concept, into what it is now. So it's just a beautiful thing. I mean, if you guys knew the amount of intentionality and thought that Ben puts towards this stuff, like every little detail, like the logos, coming up with the different parts of the mince pass, and it's like a passionate thing. Like, he's not chasing a dollar, and that's why I think it grew and blossomed into what it is today. Was I earlier Cychrome was on? Was that, am I right in saying he was the first
Yes.
mint for Audio Galleries?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Man, that's just so amazing. Like, I remember the double drop idea. All of it has just been so crazy and really great to watch. So thank you for that. And
Cool
then
story.
I want to just
Oh no, go for it. I'll tell you the
no,
story.
I just wanted to throw flowers at Logic for having my favorite close to any space when he was on here and played his music. That was just like a gas and so much fun. So shout out to you, Logic.
And singing at the end, gave us a full show. I know, that was awesome, wasn't it? Love it.
It's the energy of the space, bruv. Web3 just does something to your boy.
Thank you, Logic.
That's what it's all about.
And Golden, I appreciate you, and I'm also really loving the space that we're co-hosting now on the Rug Radio account. That's super cool and very, very exciting. Maboots.
Ben, amazing show.
How you doing, man?
Good, man. I remember, I joined Audio Galleries first as a collector. I think it was your second release, And it was so clear at that point how strong everything was going to do. I mean, to pick up on what Golden said, that intentionality behind everything. So it's super special, almost a year later, to be here and to see like so many names that I've connected with myself to from Rug Radio, from different areas. So yeah, massive respect, Ben. Well done.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And appreciate you. Appreciate your wonderful artwork also. And for people who don't know, Maboots is a fantastic artist, but he's also an incredible support with Chris K. And so, yeah, awesome to have you up here. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No, I'm actually, Chris K is, we're in the gallery as we speak, as she said.
Cool.
So no, I mean, it's, I think it's pretty cool. She's signed a lease here for several years. So for, to know that we've got this place here to continue to create and exhibit sort of parallel to, you mentioning that piece she has up on OpenSea's Creator Studio.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool mixture of online, of sort of Web3 and Web2 foundations being built.
I love it. I love it. Good luck. I can't wait. Hopefully I get to Mexico City one day. That would be,
Please do.
That would be amazing. Studio Payman, how you doing, man?
GM, Ben, everybody, thanks for having me on stage. I have to jump. As I told you, I wanted to just come up and just support you and congratulate you and the audio gallery and, all the artists involved with partnerships with Rug Radio and, Time Pieces. I think you've done an amazing job. I can't wait for second season, and I gotta actually jump off. I kept getting rugged. I just wanted to support
I'm so
you.
sorry.
No worries. Yeah, thanks again for
I'm having
inviting
troubles
me.
at my end too.
Yeah, you're an amazing. I call like people that are here that are doing this kind of work, whether you're artists or artist supporters, good ambassadors for Web3, and we need people like you and all the amazing artists that you got involved in this, and Rug Radio and OpenSea and Timepieces. I mean, the collaboration factor here is the key, and you've done an amazing job of putting a great team together. And I told you that in our call. So I got to jump off.
Yeah.
I have a collector's corner that I co-host and spotlight artist, and we have Brian Brinkman this week. So I'm super excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let me pin that. Have you got that on your own? I'll pin it to the top for you,
I sent you the DM, but I have to actually jump off because it starts in a minute.
I've got it here.
Oh,
that's it.
you.
I'm going to pin it to the top for you.
Great.
No worries.
Have a great rest of the show, and look forward to future conversations. And love everybody and much respect, and have a wonderful rest of your time. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy. And people should head over to that show immediately after this one, which I'm going to wrap up soon. Hey.
Hey, I'm going to interrupt you because we talked with a lot of artists today, but I think we don't have to forget our collectors. Because without the collectors, we couldn't have done this.
Sigrid, where would I be without you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
But you're absolutely right. So a couple of thank yous. One to OpenSea, who I know have just had to drop because they need to jump into another call. Thank you to them for spotlighting us. Rug Radio, as ever, thank you. All the artists, we've done all of that. Absolutely 100%. I'm here for you, and we want to continue working on that. But you are absolutely right, Sigrid. I did a little bit of maths today. Well, not really math. I did some spreadsheeting because I wanted to figure out like what's been going on. And like since our first mint back in February, we have minted 12,001. How annoying is that it's 12,001? 12,001 NFTs.
Cool.
With 25 artists, with a total revenue generated of 262.3 Ethereum. And then various costs and things have gone into it. And then $300,000 have gone over to the artists. That for me is insane. And I'm very, very, very proud of it.
Amazing. I'm also very extremely fucking proud.
Yes. By the way, 3,450 of those were our mint pass. So so if you take the mint pass out, it's still about 8,000 NFTs. So it's mega. And yeah, I'm very proud. And Sigrid, I'm very grateful for your support also. So thank you so much. Okay, guys, look, that's the hour mark. You know I like to be punctual. If anyone has got anything they want to add, please request to come up now and raise a hand. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it. And DirtyRobot chose the track coming in, but I'm going to choose the track going out because it's the end of the series and I can do what I fucking like because it's my series. I'm joking. So on that, nobody coming up. Love it. Right, everyone. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you for coming out. I really appreciate you for minting the work and for supporting artists. Thank you to Daniel, who came up and very quickly chatted with us today. Really appreciate him. What an amazing artwork that is in Joker Smoker. It's absolutely flying on secondary, by the way. I can't get over it. It's like at almost 0.2 ETH, which is nuts. And yeah, thank you so much to everybody who has contributed to all of this. I'm going to wrap us up now. We will not be gone for long. I said there'll be some bonus episodes and some other things like that coming up. So please, please, please look out for what we're doing. Make sure you follow, join the Discord, all the rest of it. Also, hold on to your Series 1 mint passes. Please, don't make you regret it. And there's a reason behind that, but I can't tell you the reason yet. Anyway, everyone, have a wonderful day. GM to you all. I'm going to play out with Lord and Royals, and I will catch you all next time. Thank you, everyone. This is Audio Galleries. Conversations